Hello folks. Today we're going to talk about decloaking. Now, warning, this could get a little complicated. So, when you're shy, you have a tendency to cloak, which means it's like you're sending out waves of don't notice me, ignore me, I am invisible. You don't want to be noticed. You want to be invisible, so that you don't have to interact with people. But the thing is, you can't interact with people that way. And that means you're not going to get positive, human interaction. And it's going to contribute to your depression and or anxiety. And in general, it's the kind of thing that you have to save for particular occasions, but the problem is when you have the psychological issues, it tends to just stay on all the time. Even when you're in a situation where you might actually want to get noticed. Like, say, a bar or any other kind of social event where you're hoping to meet people. Or just getting noticed when the waiter is taking orders. Like I've seen, thank God it's never happened to me, but I've seen someone get completely ignored even though they're sitting there at a table with 5 other people. In a way, it's amazing that we human beings can do this. I feel like there's some kind of signal that we send out that tells other human beings that we're there. And when you've learned to cloak, for whatever reason, you've learned to mask that signal. And so, it's like you're not really there. But the thing is, one of the fundamental truths of mental illness is that you can't filter out only the negative stuff. You can only become numb. And that filters out everything, bad and good. So you're kind of screwed in that sense because without the good stuff, you don't have what it takes to endure the bad stuff. And you're basically soul starving. It is more important that we get positive human interaction, like asocializing, than it is that we avoid the negative. We need validation from our fellow humans. We need validation that we're even really there. And you can't get that if you're cloaked. A lot of people on, shall we say, the social anxiety spectrum, between just a little shy and, cripplingly afraid of humans, they are sending mixed signals. At the same time they're trying to interact with other human beings, they're still sending this powerful ignore me, go away, I'm not really here signal. And so they end up conflicted, and they're wondering why people avoid them or don't like being around them. And that's because another one of these truths of human behavior is that mixed signals are actually worse than bad signals. Bad signals, they're not good. But they're at least telling people, who you are and giving them a way to deal with you. Mixed signals, on the other hand, are like a really grating, irritating noise for the soul. The conflict, the mix it's just so painful to be around. So the trick, then, is to learn to drop the cloak. And that's not going to be easy, because you have to convince yourself that you want to be seen, you want to be perceived, and you want to interact. And you have to decide that completely. You have to make up your mind that that is what's going to happen. And that you are going to open yourself up and let, human interaction happen, knowing that you're risking the negative stuff, but that you would rather be open to the good stuff, even if that means being open to the bad stuff, than just hide and be numb and starve to death. Soul starvation is a real thing, and I'm convinced that it is one of the major sources of depression. People are shutting out or turning away the very positive inputs that could make them feel a whole lot better, because they don't know any better. But now you do. So now you can ask yourself, how do I decloak? I guess that's all for me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.